In this tutorial, we're going to be showing you how to use folders to better manage your content. You can use folders to better manage screens and resources, the scenes, campaigns, stations. All these different sections of the application can be better managed if you use folders. So the first thing we'll review are the screens. Right now we're looking at a screen configuration, and you see that if I select a particular screen, right now I'm selecting this high definition screen, I have this extra folder option right here. And what this folder option allows me to do is create a folder and better manage content. So if I'll go ahead and just type in, let's say, my high definition screens and press enter, you see that all of a sudden the HD screen is part of this folder. So essentially what we're doing is we're grouping similar items. Now imagine if I wanted to also put this S1024 by 768 screen in the same folder, in the same group. All I have to do is simply type HD screens, press enter, and now I have a folder so I can better manage my screens. And imagine if I had tens or even hundreds of screens, this would make it a lot more convenient. Now if I wanted to remove the S1024 by 768 screen from this folder, all I have to do is simply select it, delete the folder entry, and press enter, and now it's back on the root. Now if you wanted to create subfolders, all we have to do is simply go ahead and click on the embedded version screen, for example. Go ahead and type in HD screens. So now it's part of the HD screens group, and then go ahead and type / to create a subfolder, and then we'll type Los Angeles and press enter. And now the embedded version is part of my HD screens Los Angeles folder. Now if I wanted to put S1024 by 768 under the same Los Angeles folder, all I have to do is simply select this text, go ahead and copy it to the clipboard, press right click and go copy, and then go to the S1024 by 768, right click and go paste, press enter, and now you can see that both of these screens are under the same folder. And just to further expand on this, if you wanted to take the HD screen, this one right here, and put it under my Los Angeles, but wanted to again create just one more subfolder, I'll just go ahead and click on my embedded version. I'll copy this string right here, which is my path, go to my HD screen, go ahead and paste it right here, and then I'll just go ahead and type in one more subfolder, and we'll just call it my local screens, press enter, and you see that now I have my HD screen, Los Angeles, and then my local screens. Underneath it I have my HD screen. I can go ahead and close this folder and then just see these available screens. So if you understand this concept, you can pretty much apply it to anywhere else in the application. So now let's go ahead and review the resources. So right now we're looking and we're seeing these folders over here on the left, and we have this media clock file that we have selected, and you see that right now under the folder option it's empty, and therefore because there's no specific folder that this file is associated with, it's going to appear under the all folder. Now if I go to videos, I'll only see the items that appear under the videos and the weather and the vectors. So let's go ahead and switch back to all again and click on the media clock and go ahead and assign it to maybe a new folder. So let's go ahead and create a new folder called clocks and press enter. And you see that as soon as I press enter, I have this new folder right here that's called clocks. And if I click on it, I see this clock that is right here. Now if I go back to all, it's going to show me all items regardless of which folder they appear in. Now if for example I wanted to also put this image right here under the same clocks folder, of course I would just type in clocks right here and then press enter. And then if I go to clocks, you'll see that now I see the bodybuilder image that's part of this folder. This folder system is kind of like a filtering system. So again, if I click on all and then I type in right here under the filter bodybuilder, you see that this bodybuilder.png is part of the all because every single file is a member of this folder. However, if I click on the clocks, you'll see that, go ahead and take off the filter, you see that I only have the bodybuilder and the media clock because they have this folder that they are associated with. And the system allows you to really get fancy with this and create as many subfolders as you want. So again, if I go back to all to see every single file in the system and click on this logo.swf, and let's say if I go ahead and type A, B, C, D, E with forward slashes to define the folders and press enter, you'll see that as soon as I do that, I get all these folders over here on the left, and then if I click on this last folder, the E, you'll see that I see my logo.swift. If I go click on D, I'll also see the logo.swift because by default E is a member of all the folders because it's a member of every single folder that is indicated in its path. Now if for example I will go ahead and copy this string, the A, B, C, D, and E, go back to all and just pick a random file right here and paste my path, but I will take off the D and the E. Therefore I will go ahead and associate this file right here only with my folders A, B, and C, and go ahead and press on enter. You'll see that if I click on A, I see my fitness file. If I click on B, I will see my fitness file. If I click on C, I will see it, but if I click on D, I will no longer see this file because it is not associated with it as defined here in my path. So as you can see, this folder and filtering system is very flexible. You can create any number of folders and filters, and really gives you the flexibility you need to manage thousands of files. And we do have plans to go ahead and expand on this feature to allow you to do drag and drop for association and some other neat features that you'll be able to take advantage of in future releases. Now moving on to scenes, we can again use the same exact concept that we just demonstrated. So if we have this US weather scene and go ahead and click on it and go to the config tab right here, again we can create as many folders as we want, press on enter, and now the scene will be associated with this specific folder. And again you can go ahead and modify this any way you want, just as we've demonstrated under the resources. And the same is true for campaigns. If I click on campaigns and go to my campaigns, again if we click on a particular campaign, again we have the folder under the properties, and again we can go ahead and type in a path, press on enter, and create exact folders and filtering system for my campaigns. Now if I, for example, again go ahead and select this, right click, go copy, go to my campaign 2, paste this path and press enter. Now I've moved my campaign 1 and campaign 2 under the same E folder. And again, just to demonstrate what I've showed you earlier, go to campaign 3, but this time make sure that this particular campaign 3 is only a member of A/C/C, press on enter, and you can see that now my campaign 3 is a member of the ACC folder. So if I go ahead and minimize my D, you can see that my campaign 3 is directly underneath my C folder, and under my D I have these two, campaign 1 and campaign 2, just as we've demonstrated with the resources. Now when you create folders to manage your campaigns, you actually do get one extra benefit, and that's under stations. You see that under stations I can see the same folder management that I've created under my campaign. So what this allows me to do is actually manage my players per campaign. So this is actually really powerful. So right now I'm selected the all, and therefore I can see all my players, and I have just 2 players under this current studio configuration. And these players, if I select one of them, you'll see that they actually have a specific campaign that they're assigned to. In this case, my station is assigned to campaign 2 and LA players assigned to campaign 1. And the reason why I see them both on the same data grid is because I'm under the all. But again, if I go ahead and switch to campaign 1, which is right here, you'll see that I see my LA player. If I click on the E folder, I will see both players because I can see both campaign 1 and campaign 2. So you're probably starting to appreciate how flexible this is, because now I can click on all and see all my players. I can click on campaign 1 to see the campaign 1 players, campaign 2 to see the campaign 2 players, or even click on the E folder to see all my players that are under my E filtering. And again, this automatically is inherited for my campaign setup, as I just showed you earlier. So when you build the campaign management folder here, you'll be able to take advantage of it under stations. Now, one of the key benefits to using this folder management with campaigns is that it allows me to better manage my players. For example, right now I have the all selected. So if I press on play or stop, or if I click on update player with changes, this will affect every player in my system because I have the all selected. So if, for example, I went ahead and selected my campaign 1 and pressed on stop, it's only going to affect this one player. And if I clicked on campaign 2 and pressed on play or pressed on update player with changes, again, it will only affect the players that are listed over here. Now if I clicked on the E folder, I can actually affect the players that are associated with both campaigns. Now if I wanted to only affect one particular player, I could still select it, and once I select it, I can still affect it by pressing stop or play or update player with changes, and again it will only affect this one player because I've selected it. So I still have this individual control over each player, but again by selecting a group such as campaign 1, campaign 2 or E, then I can select all the players that are associated, and again you can see that there is no specific selection made, and therefore all will be affected if I select one of these controls up here. So this wraps up the folder and filtering tutorial. Let us know if you have any questions, and thank you.